BTS has made it onto Rolling Stone's list, the best songs of the 21st century, with their 2017 track Spring Day, also known as 봄날. Now, the song ranked 37th on Rolling Stone's official the 250 best songs of the 21st century list, published on its website. So we're gonna talk about Spring Day in this video. And Big Hit Music also reposted the article on their social media. So for those of you who don't know, that sounds funny. Spring Day or 봄날 is a title track of BTS' second full-length repackaged album, You Never Walk Alone, which was released on February 13th, 2017. Wow, time flies, right? Now, although the title means Spring Day, 봄날, the lyrics are set in winter to match the season of its release, February. And we're going to talk about the lyrics as well in this video. And in the final line, the words, the cherry blossoms must be blooming, subtly signal the end of winter. And the lyrics were reportedly written based on their personal experiences of RM and SUGA. Now, unlike BTS' previous songs, Spring Day actually took on a slightly different musical direction if you think about it. Like, it's known for its warm, comforting tone, and it's praised for striking that balance between strong musicality and broad mainstream appeal. So it's such a special song that I truly cherish, and it's considered one of BTS' signature songs and classics. And in fact, since its release in 2017, the song has set numerous records on platforms like Melon and remains one of the most beloved and enduring songs in modern Korean pop music history. Now, Rolling Stones described the song as follows. So yeah, the title of the article or the playlist was the 250 greatest songs of the 21st century so far, 25 years of classic hits from all over the musical map and every corner of the globe. And here's a description. BTS Spring Day 37, released in 2017. A moment of stark vulnerability that became a signature song for one of the century's biggest pop acts. Spring Day turned personal grief into a surging, triumphal power ballad. I wish to end this winter. How much longings must fall like snow before the spring day arrives, goes the English translation of RM's passionate lyrics. The song is associated with a tragedy in the band's native Korea, the sinking of the ferry. 세월. Interesting. Now, I will briefly talk about that. Although BTS and Big Hit never made that official, but it's interesting how Rolling Stone included that tidbit in their description of the song. All right, so there was a tragedy of the sinking of the 세월 ferry in 2014, which you can research into it. I'm not going to cover that in detail. But yes, that was a tragedy where 304 people died, mostly kids, students. But its sense of resilience and hope wrought from loss has a transcendent feel, soon to be mirrored in BTS global takeover. BTS would have bigger crossover hits around the world, but few songs approach the gathering power of their music like this one, by JD. So once again, that was how Rolling Stone described the song. Okay, now let's talk about the song a bit more. When it was released in February 2017, the song immediately exploded. The music video hit almost 500,000 views in under an hour and then completely broke YouTube. Like, views froze, comments wouldn't load, and fans went into chaos, according to Namowiki. And then within just over a day, it crossed 10 million views, shattering the previous record set by Twice of JYP Entertainment. Now, eventually, the song passed, or the music video passed 100 million views in less than half a year. And at the time, that was quite a big deal. I mean, nowadays, that happens pretty occasionally. But yeah, back then it was a huge deal as a K-pop music video. And in the years that followed, the music video reached 500 million views and over 10 million likes. And for a song that's mostly in Korean, that's pretty remarkable. And again, I will talk about the Korean lyrics. But the real story goes beyond numbers, because Spring Day is the longest charting song in the history of Melon, which is one of the most popular and the largest music streaming platforms in Korea. And it's been on the charts for more than 400 weeks. That means like years, multiple years. And it holds the all-time record for streams, likes, and unique listeners on the platform. And it's also the first single song to ever pass 1 billion streams on Melon. So even 8 years after its release, it still climbs back up the charts every time BTS releases something new. Okay, so this is a thumbnail from a news, SBS News videos that made a news about it when the Spring Day recorded 1 billion streams on Melon. Okay, now then there's the emotional weight, because the song isn't flashy or loud. It's pretty quiet and soft and deeply personal. And the lyrics are about missing someone, right? 보고 싶다. And about winter slowly turning into spring. And that theme hit Korea at a very specific moment, because in early 2017, the country was coming out of a period of political chaos, and the idea that spring will come resonated with a lot of people who were ready for change and for healing. And that's why the song connected so deeply from a lot of people's perspectives. And there's also a layer that fans often talk about. So again, this was never made official, but as the Rolling Stone article talked about, the connection between Spring Day and the sinking of 세월, 세월호, for those of you who don't know. Yep, here are some images that you can look up when you Google 세월호. And while BTS, again, never confirmed it directly, the imagery in the music video, like the abandoned shoes, the yellow ribbons, and the train station, and the clock that was set to 9:35, which is the exact time of the first rescue call. So these symbols and hints led many people to see it as subtle tributes. And it makes sense that Big Hit and BTS never made it official, because that could lead to, like, quote unquote, I don't know, political debates, controversies. You know what happens in Korea, right? But I also think that it wouldn't be strange if it turns out to be true that it was meant as a silent tribute. But whether intentional or not, I think it became a song of mourning and remembrance. And one thing about a classic song like this is that you could have different interpretations. Like, different listeners can have different interpretations when it comes to a classic song like this, right? And I think Spring Day is one of them. Now, the song, again, is very unique because, in terms of BTS discography, because it's mostly entirely in Korean. So we're going to talk about lyrics. And there's very little English here. I think there are like 2 phrases, like friend, at the end of RM's rap verse, and also during the bridge, like, you know it all, you are my best friend. Those 2 phrases might be the only English phrases in the song. So that makes its global impact even more meaningful if you think about it. It didn't go viral because it was designed to be global, but it spread because people felt something real in it. So to celebrate Spring Day making onto Rolling Stone list of the greatest songs of 21st century, let me recite the lyrics and then translate it into English. 보고 싶다. 이렇게 말하니까 더 보고 싶다. 너의 사진을 보고 있어도 보고 싶다. Wait, it was 너희 사진을? I just realized I always thought it was 너의 사진을, meaning singular you, but it was in fact plural you. 너희 사진을. Interesting. Wow. Now I'm glad that I decided to recite the lyrics. 너무 야속한 시간, 나는 우리가 밉다. 이제 얼굴 한번 보는 것조차 힘들어진 우리가. 여긴 온통 겨울뿐이야. 8월에도 겨울이 와. 마음은 시간을 달려가네. 홀로 남은 설국열차. 네 손잡고 지구 반대편까지 가. 이 겨울을 끝내고파. 그리움들이 얼마나 눈처럼 내려야 그 봄날이 올까. Friend. 그리움들이 얼마나 눈처럼 내려야. That's a beautiful line. 허공을 떠도는 작은 먼지처럼. 작은 먼지처럼. Wait, should I do back and forth? Alright, let me translate the first stanza first. By the way, officially speaking, JHOPE has no lines in the track, which is very strange. But when they perform, JHOPE takes the first verse, like the first half of the rap verse, RM's rap verse. So let me translate that first. I miss you. Saying it out loud just makes me miss you even more. Even when I'm looking at your picture, I still miss you. And again, here, when it says your picture, it's plural you, not singular you. And I hate how cruel time is. I hate what is done to us. Now, even seeing your face once has become so hard. Here, it's winter all the time. Even in August, winter comes. My heart runs ahead through time, like I'm left alone on the Snowpiercer. For those of you who don't know, Snowpiercer is a movie by Bong Joon-ho, director Bong Joon-ho. If I could hold your hand, I would cross to the other side of the world, just to bring this winter to an end. How many longings have to fall like snow before that spring day comes, friend? Yeah, and when I just read it, that line, how many longings have to fall like snow, that was really striking. 허공을 떠도는 작은 먼지처럼 날리는 눈이 나라면 조금 더 빨리 내게 닿을 수 있을 텐데. Like a tiny piece of dust, like a drifting speck of snow. If I were the wind. If I were the wind. Actually, if I were the snowy wind, or if I were the snow, maybe I could reach you a little faster. 눈꽃이 떨어져요. 또 조금씩 멀어져요. 보고 싶다. 얼마나 기다려야 또 몇 밤을 널 세워야 널 보게 될까, 만나게 될까. Snowflakes are falling, drifting us a little farther apart. I miss you. How much longer must I wait? How many more nights must I stay awake before I see you, before I can meet you? 추운 겨울을 끝을 지나 다시 봄날이 올 때까지, 꽃 피울 때까지 그곳에 좀 더 머물러줘. Through the end of this cold winter, until spring comes again, until the flowers bloom. Please stay here. Please stay there a little longer. Stay. 네가 변한 건지 아니면 내가 변한 건지 이 순간 흐르는 시간조차 미워. 우리가 변한 거지 뭐. 모두가 그런 거지 뭐. 그래 밉다. 그래 밉다 네가. 넌 떠났지만 단 하루도 너를 잊은 적이 없었지 난. 솔직히 보고 싶은데 이만 너를 지울게. 그게 널 원망하기보단 덜 아프니까. Have you changed? Or have I changed? Even the time passing in this moment feels cruel. I guess we have both changed. That's how things go. Yeah, I hate you. You left. But not a single day has passed without me thinking of you. To be honest, I miss you. But I will try to erase you now because that hurts less than blaming you. 시린 널 불어내 본다. 연기처럼, 하얀 연기처럼. 말로는 지운다 해도 사실 난 아직 널 보내지 못하는데. I exhale your cold name like smoke, like white breath. I say I will let you go, but the truth is I still can't. 눈꽃이 떨어져요. 또 조금씩 멀어져요. 보고 싶다, 보고 싶다. 얼마나 기다려야 또 몇 밤을 더 세워야 널 보게 될까, 만나게 될까. Snowflakes are falling, driven us a little farther apart. I miss you, I miss you. How much longer must I wait? How many more nights must I stay awake before I see you, before I can meet you? You know it all, you're my best friend. 아침은 다시 올 거야. 어떤 어둠도 어떤 계절도 영원할 순 없으니까. You know it all, you're my best friend. Morning will come again. No darkness, no season can last forever. 벚꽃이 피나 봐요. 이 겨울도 끝이 나요. 보고 싶다, 보고 싶다. 조금만 기다리면 며칠 밤만 더 세우면 만나러 갈게. 데리러 갈게. I love how the last chorus changes in terms of the lyrics. Cherry blossoms must be blooming. Even this winter is coming to an end. I miss you, I miss you. Just a little longer, a few more sleepless nights, and I'll come to you. I'll come pick you up. 추운 겨울 끝을 지나 다시 봄날이 올 때까지, 꽃 피울 때까지 그곳에 좀 더 머물러줘. Through the end of this cold winter, until spring comes again, until the flowers bloom, please stay there a little longer. Stay. And then it goes like, oh, 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 oh. I love that when the outro goes on and on. At a concert like we have recently seen from Jin's Run Seok-jin concert, right? I love it. Now, one of the first things that you notice in the song is that how often the phrase 보고 싶다, I miss you appears. You know what I mean? Because it almost works like a chorus, like repeating softly but powerfully throughout the song. And that repetition tells you exactly what this track is about. That is longing, because this isn't a love song about like a romantic partner. It's about missing your friends. And the you and you all in the lyrics carry two meanings, like the friends that the narrator misses and perhaps the youth, 청춘, that shared time of life that they're waiting to return to. In the beginning, when they say, time is so cruel, I hate what is done to us. Even seeing your face once has become so hard for us. Here is all winter, even in August, winter comes. 8월에도 겨울을 봐. You can almost hear someone, looking back at friendships from their school years. And back then, they saw each other every day. But now that everyone's grown up, even meeting once, has become difficult. And the winter here isn't just a season. It's a metaphor, like a cold, heavy time in life. And in literature, if you think about it, winter often symbolizes hardship and loneliness or period of waiting. So that line, my heart runs through time, alone on the Snowpiercer, shows that the narrator wants to escape reality. And like I said, there's a movie called Snowpiercer, and in it, the train runs endlessly through a frozen world until, I'm not going to say, in case you haven't watched the film, go check it out. It's a great film. Now, that image of being stuck in winter alone reflects how deeply they long to return to a warmer time. And they want to take their friend's hand and go to the other side of the world, somewhere where it isn't winter. And the line, how many longings must fall like snow before that spring day comes, friend? This is such a simple but heartbreaking question. How much more yearning and how many more cold seasons must pass before they can meet again and before youth comes back? Then there's the image of being a tiny speck of dust drifting in the air, and that's not a hopeful image. It feels pretty fragile and exhausted. It's as if like the narrator is so tired of reality that they wish they could float through the air just to reach their friend a little faster. And when the lyrics say, snowflakes are falling, we're slowly drifting apart, that's the turning point in the chorus because it suggests that winter is coming to an end. And the narrator begins to sense that spring might be near. But even so, they still ask, how much longer must I wait? And that's not just waiting for a person. It's waiting for, again, youth, the season, the time, for warmth, and for something they once had but somehow lost. And later they sing, through the end of this cold winter, until spring comes again, until the flowers bloom, please stay there a little longer. And that's like a plea, because youth isn't forever. It fades and changes just like seasons do. But the narrator has already experienced their spring day once, and they're asking for it to wait for them, to still be there when their winter ends, so they can bloom again too. Then there's that line, right? Have you changed? The SUGA's rap verse, the beginning. Have you changed or have I changed? I hate the time that's passing right now. I guess we have both changed. Everyone does. And that captures something a lot of people feel in their like 20s, perhaps. Like you're not sure if it's you or your friends who have changed, but deep down, time has changed everyone. And when you realize that, you even start to resent time itself. And when they say, yeah, I hate you, you left, but not a single day has passed without me thinking of you. It feels like they're talking directly to their youth, to the version of their life that they can't get back. It's something that a lot of us can relate to. Many of us can relate to. And the most bittersweet part comes with this here, right here, SUGA's verse. I say I will erase you because that hurts less than blaming you. And he's basically saying he's letting go, but then admits that he hasn't, because that's such a human feeling. People say they have moved on from their dreams, from their youth, from they once loved, but in reality they're still holding it deep inside. That's usually what happens oftentimes. And then comes the most hopeful part of the song, the bridge. You know it all. You're my best friend. Morning will come again. No darkness, no season can last forever. And this is where everything shifts. The friend or youth itself is being reassured. Winter doesn't last forever. The cherry blossoms bloom and spring comes back. And yeah, speaking of cherry blossoms, at the end, the lyrics change, right? The cherry blossoms must be blooming. This winter is finally ending. Just wait a little longer. Just a few more nights. I will come to you. I will come to get you. So finally, spring has arrived. And it's the moment the entire song has been leading to. The end of a long winter. Both literal and emotional. And the narrator is finally able to go back to what they have been missing. Whether that's their friends, their youth, or their own warmth. And in the end, I think the message of Spring Day is incredibly simple, yet incredibly human. That is, this winter that you are going through, that we are going through, it won't last forever. Just hold on a little longer, and you will see spring again. Speaking of spring, 내년 봄, next spring, that's when BTS will be back as a full group, right? Anyways, and that's what makes this song so special, I think. It's not just about grief or longing. It's about endurance, it's about hope, and the promise that even the coldest seasons eventually pass. And again, because it's such a classic song with deep meanings, it can be interpreted in multiple ways. So feel free to come up with your own interpretations by writing comments in the comment section. Okay? Now, before I wrap, I want to finish, since I have just a bit more time, I want to finish by reading The Weavers magazine piece on the song that was published in February of 2024. 봄날을 다시 듣는다. Listening to 봄날 again. Spring Day and 7 years have passed. It's written by 강명석. If I remember correctly, he's the one who wrote the BTS book, 10-year record of BTS. Anyways, let me read this for you and then I will wrap it up. Spring Day by BTS is a song that never really ends. The track closes on the soft plea, please stay, 머물러줘. A promise that if we wait just a little longer, we will meet again. But the moment that last syllable is sung, everything behind the voice falls silent, right? 머물러줘, and then the song is over. It's as if the background suddenly shifts from day to night. The voice is left suspended in a quiet, empty space. This paradox, a song about going to meet someone, ending with stillness and solitude, forces the listener to press play again to escape that silence. When the song begins anew, the time starts to flow again, carried by its calm piano line and signature riff. Sorry, I cannot replicate that sound. I love that riff, by the way. But the end always returns to that darkness. If you simply let the song finish, time freezes. I like that expression. The music video opens with Taehyung alone at a snowy train station, listening to a train approach. There's no promise that boarding it will bring him to you. All it can do is to move him from one place to another. If the song restarts time, the video shifts space. Spring Day is in part the story of someone who never reunites with the person they long for. Someone who is stuck in a specific moment in time, struggling to move forward. In Beyond the Story, 10-year record of BTS. Yeah, that's the book, official book about BTS history. And I've been reading it with you on my channel, right? Yes, it's written by Kang Myung-sung, who wrote this Weavers magazine piece. So, sorry. In that book, SUGA explained why he wrote the lyrics. I really hated him. I missed him so much, but I couldn't see him. That's why, here he's talking about his friend. That's why he sings, yeah, I hate you, you left, but I have never forgotten you. I will erase you now, because that hurts less than blaming you. He can no longer meet the person who shared so many moments with him, but life goes on. It's the painful process of someone frozen in their emotional winter, learning to accept the flow of time, even as part of them refuses to leave that frozen moment. The intro of Spring Day is built on a distinct piano and guitar riff. They reshape the song's delicate atmosphere, but once BTS voices come in, those sounds retreat to the back, layered over by others. As the song unfolds, the tempo of that initial riff quickens, turning into a rhythmic pulse, a heartbeat running beneath their voices. My heart runs through time, alone on the Snowpiercer. 마음은 시간을 달려가네, 홀로 남은 설국열차. Just like the endless train from the novel and film Snowpiercer, the heart races through a winter that never ends, circling back again and again to the moment of loss. Before SUGA can bring himself to say, I will erase you, he's already endured countless cycles of sorrow, anger, and regret. Those emotions surge, subside, and surge again, but in the end, he distills them into something spare and controlled. 극도로 정제된 언어로 승화시켰다. His delivery, like the melody itself, never explodes into sobbing drama. Even at the most emotional peak. I miss you, I miss you. How long must I wait? How many nights must I stay awake? The vocal stays steady, with a quiet echo underneath. That's what makes the pain so powerful. It's silent, contained, and real. Unlike the audio, which fades out quickly, the music video ends with the chorus. The music video ends with the chorus swelling like a cry. The guitars grow louder. BTS stands before a large tree. The train that carried them has departed. JIMIN holds a pair of shoes, throws them onto the tree, and the video ends. The tree has no leaves, but its roots are firm in the ground. It's a metaphor for stepping off the endless train, the Snowpiercer, and taking root somewhere new. Not everyone finds such a place in real life. That's why loss hurts so much. It's something you must endure quietly, again and again, in the repetition of daily life. If the song itself is about the internal act of surviving and holding on to grief, by the way, RM looks super adorable here. It's so young, 8 years ago. Sorry, if the song itself is about the internal act of surviving and holding on to grief, the music video hints at what might lie far down the line. Not a clean ending, but the slow growth of something new. A tree planted in the soil of loss. The heart cannot return to the past, but even there, a tree can grow. One day, you look up and realize, even though you have been looking back all this time, you have actually moved forward more than you thought. BTS released Spring Day on February 13th, 2017, right after the explosive Hwayanyeonhwa era, HYH, the most beautiful moment in life, and Wings. Their global breakout was about to begin. But in that pivotal moment, standing on the edge of unimaginable success, they turned their gaze backward, toward the people and the past that didn't make it here with them. Someone achieved their dreams like BTS. Others didn't. The cherry blossoms must be blooming. This winter is ending. I miss you, I miss you. Time passing and winter ending also means drifting further away from shared memories. Just like SUGA's own pain over a friend, that I miss you in the song is a way of saying I miss someone I can never see again. They debuted from a small company, ignored at first, then attacked when they rose. To protect themselves, they had to keep running. Faster, higher, further. Like many young people of their generation, they experienced both survival and loss in a competitive world. Spring Day became a quiet prayer for the friends who disappeared along the way and for the ones still standing. For every listener who carries their own missing names. Since its release, Spring Day has charted on Melon every single day for 7 years. RM once said he wanted to create a song that would last a long time in Korea. 한국 사람들 사이에서 오래 가고 싶은 노래를 만들고 싶다. And that wish came true. Over those years, people have played it while crying, remembering, or taking their first steps forward from a past they couldn't change. The meaning of spring itself has shifted in Korea since 2017. It now holds both the promise of better days and the weight of loss. That duality is exactly why this song endures. Everyone experiences loss. Everyone carries memories they cannot let go of. but some people grow a tree in their hearts, slowly, quietly, without leaves at first. Spring Day wasn't just a beautiful ballad. It marked a turning point in BTS artistry. After this came Love Yourself, Her, and Beyond, a new era of global influence. But this song remains their softest, most human moment. Through its restrained sound, delicate imagery, and devastating honesty, it became not just a BTS classic, but a generational anthem. A song about living with loss, about surviving winter, and about trusting that spring will eventually return. Yeah. And let me tell you, Spring Day will remain that song for years to come, I think. And so when people call Spring Day a modern classic of Korean pop music, I think it's not an exaggeration, you know what I'm saying? Because, well, on the one hand, it's a song that broke records, right? And carried emotional weight and also became part of collective memory. So it's not just one of BTS' biggest songs. It's one of those rare tracks that live on long after the promotion ends. So yeah, I think Rolling Stone made a right choice, making Spring Day as one of the 250 greatest songs of the 21st century. So leave your thoughts in the comment section in terms of what this song means to you. What's your interpretation of the song, the lyrics, and the music video? And when will be the next time we will see the members perform this song as a full group? Because the last time we experienced this song being performed was at J-Hope's concert, right? Hope on the Stage final, the performance with J-Hope and Jin, and also during Jin's solo concert, right? World tour, Run Seokjin EP tour. But perhaps, well, chances are, Jin will perform that during the encore concert in the coming weeks. I wonder whether he will be performing with other guys, other members, and whether that will be the first full group performance of this track in a very long time, or whether we will have to wait until next spring or the next world tour. All right, leave your thoughts, and as we always do, let's stay positive and respectful and classy when we have discussions. All right, peace and love. Bye bye.